Today was the first day of testimony in the trial of Maxwell Anderson. He's accused of murdering, dismembering, and then hiding the body of 19-year-old Sade Robinson last year before setting fire to her car. Much of the testimony today was focused on the first stages of the investigation after Robinson's severed leg was discovered in Warnemont Park. Joining me today, as he will for every day of the run of this trial, is defense attorney Pat Cafferty. Let's 9:15 this morning. We got their opening statements in about an hour. The state laid out its case. They even said the circumstantial evidence is going to help them prove their case. You said to me, circumstantial evidence does not necessarily mean weak evidence.
Correct. So a lot of people, when they hear the term circumstantial evidence, they think it means weak evidence. The reality is it can be really strong evidence. Really simple example is if there's a snowstorm and you sit up all night and you watch it, that's direct evidence. You saw the snowstorm directly. If you go to bed at 9 o'clock and you get up at 6 o'clock the next morning and the ground is covered with snow, you say to yourself, there was a snowstorm last night. You didn't have to see the snowstorm to know that it happened. And really that's what the state is suggesting here. They're saying we don't have anyone who was in the room when Miss Robinson died, when Mr. Anderson killed her, but the circumstantial evidence, when it all adds up, will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did what he is accused of.
Now, on the flip side, the defense looks at this circumstantial evidence and says, wait a minute, you don't know the how, the where, the when, the what Sade Robinson was murdered. How are they going to exploit that hole to their benefit?
That's exactly correct. The defense kept their opening statement very broad and sort of up at 30,000 feet, but basically what they're saying is the state lacks direct evidence. There's certainly no one who's going to come into the courtroom to say that they witnessed the event, that they witnessed Miss Robinson being killed. They're also saying that the state is not going to be able to prove the manner of death, the exact time of the death. They're saying that the tools that would have been used to effectuate the dismemberment haven't been located. The state hasn't proven that Mr. Anderson possessed the tools or owned the tools that would have been necessary to accomplish these things. So they're pointing out all the holes in the state's case at this point.
They did seem to embrace some of the uncomfortable realities here, that he was indeed the last one to be with Sade Robinson. Their devices are together. She is dead. She was dismembered. They didn't shy from those facts.
That's right. Tony Cotton's a real good lawyer. He understands what his role is here, and he's certainly not going to destroy his own credibility at the beginning of this case by denying facts that are going to be proven readily. So his job is to basically weave the defense through the undeniable facts that are going to be presented, but still ultimately argue to the jury that there is reasonable doubt as to whether Maxwell Anderson is responsible for this.
And then onto the evidence, we saw a lot of very procedural type evidences, detectives and things like that we heard from today. But this is the evidence being entered one piece at a time that will be the foundation of the next couple of weeks.
That's exactly correct. You used the word foundation. That's basically what the state is doing. They're laying through lots of sort of boring evidence, the initial investigation that was conducted, but once they lay that foundation, they intend to work up from there and ultimately bring in what they believe will be the evidence that convinces a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that Maxwell Anderson is responsible for this.
He is Pat Cafferty. He'll be with us for the run of this trial. Thanks again, as always.
Thank you.